Welcome back to Inherited Dawn, the One Piece podcast that follows the greatest story ever told, one chapter at a time. We're on chapter 99 today, and Robin, I have to start at the end. We just saw a man smile in the face of death.
We saw history repeat itself, Franky, right there on the execution platform where it all began.
Exactly. This is the kind of moment that defines an entire era. It's why we do this show. If you want to be here for every single piece of that history we uncover, make sure you're following our feed. You don't want to miss the next lightning strike. Trust me.
A very literal lightning strike.
You are not kidding. All right, let's rewind. Let's start at the top of the tower, because Logtown is going completely off the rails.
It starts with Buggy. He has Luffy in the stocks on the execution platform, the same one Gold Roger died on, and he is not happy.
Not happy is an understatement. He's a man possessed. You can feel the history weighing on him. This isn't just revenge for getting his butt kicked back in Orangetown. This is personal. It's theatrical. He's standing on the stage where his former captain died, trying to steal the spotlight. He's screaming that Luffy has to be executed and ordering his pirates to just tear the town apart, create absolute chaos so no one can interfere.
It's a fascinating choice on his part. He could have just tried to kill Luffy in a back alley, but he needed the audience. He needed the symbolism of the platform. For Buggy, this is about reclaiming his own narrative. He was there on Roger's crew, but he's been treated as a joke for years. This is his attempt to perform on the world's biggest stage and finally be taken seriously.
He wants to be the one to end the next Pirate King. That's a legacy right there. And while Buggy is having his grand villain monologue, Luffy, in classic Luffy fashion, has absolutely no idea he's the guest of honor. He's just looking around, excited.
He genuinely seems to be taking in the sights. There's a panel where he's just looking out over the crowd, a little smile on his face, like he's got the best seat in the house for a festival.
He literally says it's the first time he'll get to see a real execution. The situational awareness is 0, but the pure-hearted curiosity is at 1,000. It's so perfectly him. It reminds me of when we first met him in the barrel, drifting at sea, no clue where he is, but totally confident everything will work out.
It raises the question, is it a lack of awareness or is it a fundamental inability to perceive himself as a victim? He simply doesn't operate from a place of fear. The possibility that his story could end here doesn't even enter his mind, so he defaults to his base state, curiosity and excitement.
That's a great way to put it. He's not dumb, he just lacks the I might die filter that the rest of us have. But Buggy is more than happy to spell it out for him.
Buggy quickly corrects him. He announces to the whole town square that they are about to witness the live execution of Monkey D. Luffy.
And the crowd goes wild, but not in a good way. It's panic. People are screaming, running. This is the town of the beginning and the end, and they're seeing the end of another young pirate's dream right where the other era started. Meanwhile, we cut away to Nami and Usopp, who are blissfully unaware of the specifics.
Right, Nami is looking at the sky, not the platform. Her senses are telling her something is wrong, but it's not what everyone else is focused on. And she says a storm is coming, a really bad one, and she says it's more important than Luffy's execution.
Okay, I love this bit of character work for Nami. It's so brilliant. Anyone else would be screaming, "We have to save Luffy!" But Nami's priority is the ship, the crew's survival. She knows Luffy gets into trouble. It's a constant. It's like the sun rising. But the sea is the one thing you can't punch. Her focus as the navigator is always on the bigger picture of their journey.
She has to be the practical one. If she panicked every time Luffy was about to die, they'd never get anywhere. It's a form of trust in a way. Not that she trusts Luffy not to get in trouble, but that trouble is part of the package, and her job is to secure their path forward. The ship is their path forward. Without it, saving Luffy is meaningless. They'd be stranded anyway.
They'd never leave the dock. And speaking of the dock, her instincts are spot on, because at that very moment, we see Moji the Beast Tamer and his lion Richie sneaking up on the Going Merry.
This is Buggy's backup plan. If the Straw Hats somehow manage to escape Logtown, they'll have no ship to return to. They plan to burn it to the waterline. It's a pincer movement, attacking the captain and the vessel simultaneously.
That's just low. You can try to kill a man, that's pirate business. But you don't touch his ship. That's his soul. That's the whole crew's soul right there. The Going Merry is their 5th crewmate at this point. It's carried them through every battle. It's their home. The idea of them just setting it ablaze, it makes my blood boil. Super uncool.
It shows Buggy is thinking strategically for once. He learned from his first encounter. He's not underestimating them this time. He's not just trying to win a fight. He wants to erase them, to remove their ability to even exist as a pirate crew. It's a surprisingly thorough plan from him.
While all this is happening, the Marines are just watching. And I gotta say, Smoker's strategy here is cold and calculated.
He tells his men to stand down. Let the pirates fight each other. Let them wear themselves out. His subordinate is panicking, saying they need to intervene, but Smoker is like an ice statue.
His line is basically, let them kill Luffy for us, and then we'll swoop in and arrest a weakened Buggy in Alvida. It's smart, but it's chilling. He's willing to sacrifice Luffy to make his job easier. He doesn't see a person up there. He sees a pawn, a 30 million berry problem that's about to solve itself.
From his perspective, it's efficient. 2 pirate crews cripple each other and he just cleans up the mess. It shows you what kind of Marine he is. We've seen Axe Hand Morgan, who is corrupt and tyrannical. Smoker isn't that. He's not breaking the law. He's weaponizing it. He's not about grand, heroic justice. He's about results. Pragmatic to a fault. He represents the systemic, impersonal machine of the world government.
And that pragmatism is about to get completely shattered, because we go back to the platform and Luffy finally seems to realize what's going on. The gravity of the situation hits him. He tells Buggy to let him go, but Buggy just taunts him, saying anyone who tries to help will die too.
And this is the moment. The switch flips. Instead of begging, instead of fighting the stocks, Luffy just takes a breath. He closes his eyes, almost like he's centering himself.
And he screams it for the whole world to hear with everything he has. He shouts that he is going to be king of the pirates.
The shock in the crowd, on Buggy's face, even from Smoker who's watching from below, it's palpable. To make a declaration like that with your head in the stocks, seconds from death, it's absolute madness to them.
It's not a threat. It's not a boast. It's a statement of fact. He's just telling everyone who he is before he checks out. It's like he's carving his own epitaph into the air. It's the ultimate display of conviction. There is not a single shred of doubt in that kid's soul, even at the very end.
It's a direct echo of Roger's final words, but inverted. Roger spoke of his treasure to inspire others to seek it. Luffy speaks of his dream to declare that he is the one who will find it. Roger opened the door. Luffy is announcing he's the one walking through it. This is a profound moment for the theme of inherited will.
It's the whole name of our show. It's right there. And that yell, that declaration, it's like a flare shot up into the sky. It's the cue for his crewmates. Just as Buggy is about to swing his sword, 2 figures just explode into the square.
Zoro and Sanji, the cavalry is here. They just appear out of nowhere and start tearing through the Buggy pirates. The framing is so dynamic. They are 2 blurs of motion cutting through a sea of grunts.
Zoro just materializes with his swords out. Sanji comes flying in with a kick. They didn't even have to talk to each other. They heard the commotion, saw their captain in danger, and their bodies just moved. That's a crew.
And this is a key moment for Smoker and Tashigi. They're watching, and Smoker is completely stunned. He recognizes pirate hunter Roronoa's Zoro.
Yeah, he can't believe it. He says something like pirate hunter Roronoa Zoro is on his crew. You can see the gears turning in his head. The file he has on Monkey D. Luffy is suddenly incomplete. This isn't just some random rookie from East Blue. This kid has the most infamous bounty hunter in the entire sea as his right-hand man. The threat level just went up exponentially.
It recontextualizes everything for him. Luffy isn't just a loudmouth with a high bounty. He's a captain building a serious crew. He's attracting powerful, notorious individuals to his cause. For a man like Smoker, who deals in patterns and threat assessment, this is a massive red flag. He realizes he's not dealing with a lone wolf. He's dealing with the start of a new, dangerous pack.
And what a crew. Zoro and Sanji aren't even coordinating. They're just two forces of nature carving a path towards the platform. You have Zoro with his three-sword style, just a whirlwind of steel, and Sanji with his kicks, just blasting guys out of the way. The goal is simple. Take out the grunts, break the platform, save the captain.
But Buggy isn't waiting. He sees them coming, and it just makes him more determined to finish it now. He raises his blade. It's over. Zoro and Sanji are fighting valiantly, but they're not going to make it in time. The distance is too great.
And Luffy knows it. He sees them fighting for him. He knows they're not going to get there. So he turns his head and he calls out to them. Sanji, Zoro, Usopp, Nami. A little apology. Looks like I'm dead. No malice, no regret in his voice. Just a simple, matter-of-fact statement.
He's saying his goodbyes. He's releasing them from their duty. He's telling them it's okay. They did their best. It's an act of grace from a captain to his crew in his final moments.
And then he does it, with the blade just inches from his neck, with his entire life and dream about to be cut short. He gives the biggest, widest, most carefree smile you have ever seen.
He's not scared. He's not sad. He's not defiant. He accepts it.
He accepts it. That's the thing that gets me every time. He gave it his all. He declared his dream to the world, and if this is where it ends, then so be it. He's at peace with it. That smile is the ultimate freedom. It says, you can kill my body, but you can't touch my spirit. You can't kill my dream. I lived freely, and I'll die freely.
And Smoker sees it. And for him, time just stops. The chaos of the square fades away, and all he can see is that smile. The panel focuses just on his eye, reflecting Luffy's smiling face, because he's seen it before.
22 years ago, in this exact same spot, on this exact same platform.
Gold Roger, the first Pirate King. Smoker was there as a young Marine, and he watched Roger die, and he remembers that just before the blades fell, Roger did the exact same thing. He smiled, a huge, joyful, world-changing smile.
It breaks Smoker's brain. He's not just looking at some kid named Luffy, he's looking at the ghost of the Pirate King. He's seeing the same spirit, the same will, the same impossible joy in the face of absolute oblivion reborn in this rubber boy.
This is no longer a job for him. He has just witnessed a historical phenomenon. Okay, but think about what this means for the core themes of the series. Inherited will. It's right there in the name of our show. This isn't just a cool parallel. We are being told visually through the eyes of a credible witness that Luffy is the one. This is the moment that confirms it for a major world figure who has no connection to Luffy personally. He is an objective, hostile observer, and even he cannot deny what he's seeing.
It's not about strength. It's not about a devil fruit. It's about this spirit, the willingness to die for your dream with a smile on your face. This is what made Roger the king, and Luffy has it. He has the single most important intangible quality, the X factor, the thing that changes the world.
It's the defining characteristic of D. We don't know what the initial means yet, but we are being shown what it represents. People who carry that will, they don't fear death. We saw it with Roger and now with Monkey D. Luffy. It's a lineage not of blood, but of spirit.
And just as Buggy's blade is about to make contact, just as that spirit is about to be extinguished from the world again,
Krakow Thoom!
A bolt of lightning comes down from the heavens and strikes the execution platform directly. It is the most incredible panel. Just a massive pillar of light and energy erasing the entire structure from existence.
It hits Buggy, fries him completely. You see his skeleton light up like a cartoon, and the entire wooden structure just incinerates and collapses. It's an act of God.
Super. That is the only word for it. It is a literal deus ex machina. The sky itself intervened to save this man. Fate, destiny, the will of the planet, whatever you want to call it, said no. Not today. Not this one.
You can't write it better than that. Nami's storm arrived at the most precise moment possible. It's a beautiful ambiguity. Was it destiny, or was it the world's greatest navigator predicting a 1 in a billion weather event that coincided with a 1 in a billion moment of conviction? The story lets you believe both.
The smoke clears, and Luffy is just standing there, untouched. He's made of rubber, so the electricity did nothing to him. The stalks are vaporized. He's free. He just brushes himself off, looks up at the sky, and says, "I'm alive. Guess I'm a lucky man."
The understatement of the century. Everyone, the pirates, the marines, the townspeople, is just frozen looking at the wreckage with absolutely no idea what just happened. They just saw a man survive his own execution via a lightning bolt. A myth was just born in front of their eyes.
It's divine intervention, or maybe it's just the craziest luck in the history of the world. Either way, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji don't stick around to think about it. They know their window is closing. That miracle bought them a few seconds, and they are not going to waste it.
They make a break for it, the three of them, reunited, running through the chaos as the Marines finally start to regroup. Smoker is still trying to get his bearings.
And we get one last moment with Smoker. He's still processing what he saw. The smile, the lightning. It's too much. He turns to Tashigi and asks her, "Have you ever seen a pirate laugh at the execution platform?"
He's testing her. He already knows the answer. He's trying to see if she understands the gravity of what they just witnessed. He says he saw Roger do it, and he thought he'd never see it again. He's articulating the revelation for himself as much as for her.
The look on his face, man, it's not just shock, it's something deeper. It's like he just saw a prophecy fulfilled. He understands now that Luffy is not just another pirate. He's a force of nature, a historical event waiting to happen. He's the second coming of the thing that turned the world upside down 22 years ago.
And that realization turns into anger, pure, focused rage. The escape is happening, and he orders the first unit of Marines to fire to stop them at the port. His professional detachment is gone.
But they can't. The storm that Nami predicted, the same one that saved Luffy's life, has soaked everything. The Marines' gunpowder is wet. Their flintlock rifles are useless. The miracle wasn't just the lightning bolt.
The path is clear. The storm that was a miracle was also their escape route. It's a perfect chain of events. Nami's skill as a navigator provided the conditions for Luffy's luck to save him and for their escape to be possible.
The crew's individual strengths combined to create a miracle, even when they were separated. It all connects. The plotting here is just next level. Nami's observation wasn't just a side note. It was the setup for the climax and the escape. It all comes together so perfectly. The storm was the gun on the mantelpiece, and it just fired in the most spectacular way possible.
And seeing his orders fail because of the rain, Smoker completely loses his cool. This pragmatic, controlled man just snaps. He unbuttons his jacket, the smoke starts billowing off him, and he decides he's going to capture Luffy himself, even if it's the last thing he does.
Yeah, this just became personal for him. It's not about the law anymore. It's about what Luffy represents. He cannot let the spirit of the Pirate King, this agent of chaos and destiny, run free in his jurisdiction. Not again. What a chapter, bro. Absolutely foundational stuff.
It changes the stakes of the entire series. Before this, Luffy was a strong rookie from a backwater sea. After this, he's a successor. He's an heir to the most dangerous will in the world.
100%. The energy in this chapter is just incredible. Absolutely mythic.
It really is. It has a real chosen one energy. The story of a kid with a great destiny standing up to a massive power. It gives me real Star Wars vibes, you know?
The Force is strong with this one for sure. All right, we've broken down one of the most important chapters in the entire story. If this is the kind of deep dive you enjoy, maybe leave a comment telling us what your favorite moment from the chapter was. We read every single one.
Okay, Franky, predictions. Where do we go from the miracle?
Prediction 1 for me, Smoker catches them. Not for good, but he's going to intercept them before they reach the Going Merry. His devil fruit lets him turn into smoke. He can move way faster than they can run. We're getting a Smoker versus Luffy round 1. There's no way this personal vendetta gets built up and then they just sail away.
That feels inevitable. He's too angry to just let them go. My first prediction is about the rest of the crew. Usopp and Nami. We know Nami saw the storm, but they don't know what happened at the platform. I think they're going to get the ship ready to sail, dealing with Moji and Richie in the process, and we'll see their reunion with the boys right on the docks, mid-escape.
Ooh, a frantic get on the ship, let's go now moment. I like that. My second prediction is about Buggy. He's not dead. You don't get taken out by lightning in One Piece unless it's a major, major death. He just got hit by lightning, but he's a cartoon character. He's going to be dazed, covered in soot, hair standing up, but he'll be alive. And he is going to be even more furious with Luffy than before. This rivalry is not over.
He's too resilient to be taken out by an act of God. My second prediction is a bit bigger picture. This incident in Logtown is the true catalyst. This is the story that will travel across the Grand Line, passed from sailors to merchants to bounty hunters. A rookie pirate with a straw hat who declared himself Pirate King on the Roger execution platform smiled at death and was saved by a bolt of lightning.
The legend of Monkey D. Luffy starts right here. Not in East Blue, but in Logtown. This is his grand entrance onto the world stage.
Exactly. My prediction is that the next time we see a bounty update, it's not going to be a small jump. It's going to be a statement from the world government. They heard what happened, and they are terrified. That 30 million is going to look like chump change.
They have to be. He's not just breaking the law, he's repeating history they tried to erase. That's way more dangerous. Okay, my final prediction is a little more immediate. I think we're going to meet another new character before they leave this island. Logtown feels too important, too dense with fate to just be about Smoker and Buggy. Someone else is watching these events unfold. Someone significant who will play a role later.
An interesting thought. The town of the beginning and the end. It would make sense for another major player to be present, witnessing this historical echo. My last prediction is about Zoro. Tashigi saw him. She knows he's a Straw Hat now, and she's a swordmaster obsessed with legendary blades. Zoro has one, the Wado Ichimonji. I predict we will see Tashigi specifically target Zoro in the coming chase, wanting to reclaim what she believes is a national treasure from a common pirate. Their dynamic starts now.
Ooh, a sword fight in the middle of a lightning storm escape. Sign me up. That's all the time we have for this week, folks. What a chapter to cover.
Join us next time as we see if the Straw Hats can actually escape the fury of Smoker and the fated town of Logtown.
Until then, keep your dreams big and don't be afraid to smile. This has been Inherited Dawn.